welcome to the first episode of Everything About Cricket, the podcast. I am Freddie.
And I'm Oliver, and today we're going to be previewing the England-Sri Lanka series and reviewing the first test between Australia and India that finished in the early hours of this morning.
Yes, but first, before then, just as a bit of an intro, we will ask ourselves a few questions just to get to know each other a bit more, and you can understand what type of badgers we are. So, yeah. Chuki, describe your role in a playing side for your local club.
Okay, so I bowl some flighted left arm Chinaman.
Oh yes.
Or left arm unorthodox, as it's now called. And I'm a handy number 8 batsman probably, but on a Sunday, bat number 4, which tells you something about the batting of our team.
Highest.
Did you say highest score?
Yeah.
Got 51 not out in the last game of this season, then had to retire.
Of course, you didn't want to get too far ahead of yourself.
Yeah. What about you?
I am a batsman wicketkeeper who normally bats around mid-order, around about 5 for club, and pretty handy behind the stumps with the gloves. I do also occasionally turn over the shoulders, turn over the arms with whatever the captain really needs. You know, I can bowl a bit of offies, bit of leggies, some medium paces, some grenades, you know.
True all-rounder.
I'm a true all-rounder.
And who is your favourite cricketer?
Oh, my favourite cricketer. Now, this is a very hard question indeed, because there's so many candidates. But I was having a think about this earlier in the day, and it's probably the person who retired earlier this year, announced his retirement from cricket professionally. Ian Bell, sadly, announced his retirement. And I think because of his pure class as a batsman, there was flawless, his technique. You couldn't fault it at all. And if you wanted to try and learn how to play a proper cover drive, you have to look at Ian Bell.
Absolutely. I was surprised by that, Freddie.
Well, who were you thinking then, Cheeky?
I don't know. Just didn't think Ian Bell.
Were you thinking Rory Burns as a...
Freddie bats like Rory Burns.
Oh yeah, if you don't know.
Same sort of calibre as well.
Just right-handed, under right-handed Rory Burns. We have been told to have cricket Tourette's. But how about you, Shuki? Who's your favourite cricketer, as you've put it?
Well, at the moment, and it's quite a boring answer, but at the moment it's got to be Ben Stokes.
Yeah, I think that's probably everyone's favourite is Ben Stokes at the moment.
He just does everything, doesn't he? If he doesn't perform with the bat, he'll get at least 3 wickets with the ball.
If he doesn't perform with the ball, he'll perform with the bat.
Yeah.
Or he'll take an absolute blinder, 6 slip.
Yeah. Yes. But then as well, it's got to be Jack Leach as a fellow left arm spinner.
Yeah. But you know, a club mate of mine, his cousin is Jack Leach. He's cousins with Jack Leach. Of mine. I know. Many high status people up down at the local club.
Yeah. And who was the player who got you into cricket? Your cricketing inspiration?
Well, the person who just took me along to a local net for a local club was my granddad. Actually, he got me going. Hadn't really played much cricket up until the age of 9 or 10. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was a bit of a latecomer.
Yeah.
How about you, Shuki?
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of a professional player.
Oh, so,
growing up, it was probably been Graham Swan. as England's leading spinner.
Yeah, so he can turn it just as much as you.
Yeah, almost.
Well, not as quite as much as you though.
Yeah, he wishes. But and then now Graham Swan's retired. I know this guy's also retired, but I've been watching him on YouTube quite a lot. And as a fellow leg spinner, the best bowler of all time, in my opinion, Shane Warne.
Cool. I mean, I don't think people can really argue against that.
Well, no.
Player-wise, I was watching a lot of Joss Butler when I was younger. Just watching him scoop every single ball. Tried to imitate that a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously as good as Joss's scoops, if not better. But yeah, he was probably one of the cricketers I was watching most as a kid. Although I wasn't really near his strike rate.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And then lastly, your favourite team, or teams plural in.
It's got to be plural. I'm going to go around the big leagues.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, the same Sussex. We both support Sussex. I'm indeed wearing Sussex shirt. Not the official one, obviously, but halfway. But outside of England, you just go to the IPL. I've always been a bit of a Mumbai man myself. Ooh. Although I do quite like the Rajasthans. Wouldn't mind them. But they were quite disappointing this year, weren't they? The team on paper they had.
Yeah, except from that Stokes 100.
Yeah, that was. Oh, I watched that at least 3 times straight after the match. But yeah, go over to the Australian League. I'm a bit of a Perth man. Gorgeous. Apart from that, nothing really else. I just enjoy watching it. How about you, Shuki?
Well, in England, as you said, Sussex as well, the local county. Mm-hmm. And then the IPL sort of changed around depending on what overseas players are playing. But this year, definitely Rajasthan.
Yeah.
Because they had all the English players. Yeah. Archer, Stokes, Butler, Curran played a bit before Stokes arrived. And then in the Big Bash, I don't really support a team, but if I had to pick, it would probably be the Strikers.
Oh.
Mainly because they've got Phil Salt at the top of the order.
Oh yeah, salty.
Hasn't been doing that well so far this season, but had I think 2 games. So
yeah, give him his time. But yeah, so if that's the intro, we should move on to our first subject of the episode.
England versus Sri Lanka. 2 test match series coming up, starting I think it's early January, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, first test on the 14th of January. So both teams have now announced their squads.
Yep.
And Freddie, you've been looking at the Sri Lanka squad.
Yeah, the problem is the Sri Lanka squad. I definitely don't know as much detail as the England squad. So that was kind of some revision for me. Catching up on that, but I've named what I would say is the strongest Sri Lanka side available to them against England. And sorry if I do mispronounce these names. Opening, I've gone obviously captain, Karen. Right?
Ratner, yeah.
Yep. Just get that bit out for Karen.
Yeah.
Karen. Opening with him is Fernando.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't really help though because there's 3 Fernandos in the side. So
only one of them's a batsman.
Oshanda. If anyone doesn't know which one's which, although Shuki pointed out there, only one is a batsman. Number 3, Mendes. 4, obviously, you've got to go for Angelo Matthews. Class player, definitely most experienced. I would say the best player in the side. Then you've got 5 you've got number 5 as Chandler, I've put, and the silver at 6.
Sorry, it's Chandamal's keeper, presumably, as well.
Chandler, yep, he's got the gloves, sorry. He's behind the stumps. Then I've got Dick Weather in at 7. I've got Blackmore at 8.
Yeah.
Emble
Dania.
yeah. And then I've also got Vishwa Fernando at 10.
Okay.
And then I've put a bit of a change up, Rajifa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Put him down at 11. I would think, yes, it is against England, but I think he hasn't played too many tests. About 8 I think he's played. So want him to make his way into the side, as he's not awfully old, but he's not awfully young either.
Yeah.
But I did come across a couple of youngsters who I thought I'd like to actually see. They haven't actually made their test debut yet. So I thought it's another Fernando, which his first name is Asifa Fernando, along with Madhu Shankar. Those are a couple of youngsters Dilshan Madhu Shankar. Those are a couple of youngsters. One's 23, one's 19. And I think I'd like to see them, try and break in the squad, because you've got a lot of experienced players for Sri Lanka in there. But I would like to see 1 or 2 debuts being made, as realistically, Sri Lanka should be going in knowing that they're not the stronger of the 2 sides. Debatably, maybe a bit debatable that, but definitely not writing them off, but especially on their home soil as well, home turf. But I do think they could use this as a bit of a chance to get a few first caps in there. So
I'm just looking at Dilshan Madhushankar, who you mentioned. He's only played 3 first-class matches, and he's been picked for.
He's been picked for the squad. Yes.
Yeah, so he must have. He's played a lot of under-19s.
Did he? He had a FIFO in one of his, I believe.
Yeah, 6'4", 33", and I think his first-class debut. So.
Yeah, so he obviously came in with a real statement there with his 6'33". So yeah. I do think he's a bit of a young upcoming talent. So maybe it's a bit too early to throw him in against England. Maybe. Yeah. I think it might be a bit unfair, but I would like to see someone in a younger person getting into the side. Maybe there's a few names who I've skipped over, haven't seen, but
he's got a lot to live up to with a name like Dilshan as well.
I know. Not someone whose boots you can fill easily.
Yeah. So you haven't picked, I might be wrong here, but you haven't picked Kuramana?
No.
Shanaka?
No. I've tried to go for the strongest of the sides they have, which I think gives them a bit of not variation, but what they can use. I also did look at their last test match. It hasn't been that recent, but they had their last test match was against Zimbabwe. They won 1-0.
Oh yeah.
1 match draw and 1 match won.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to that one. And it's a couple, like Rajifa did actually. He could have been swapped out, but I just thought just use this to get him a couple of test match, get him into double figures. So
yeah.
That's my side. Probably disagree with it. Many people out there, many of the 10 odd listeners. But how about you, Shuki? You had the England side.
Well, so it was interesting in the squad because Burns couldn't be picked because of the birth of his child.
Yeah, congratulations.
And also Ollie Pope left out.
Yeah, Pope was left out.
I think it's an elbow injury, I think it was. Some sort of arm injury.
He was being injured quite a bit recently.
Yeah. which
So-
means the Burns not being able to play means that England are left with only one
opener.
opening batsman, really.
But
So,
I think that person who fills the gap is who did you go for to fill that gap?
well, I went for Sibley and Crawley to open.
Yeah, I thought that was the obvious choice, really, because he's done it before. Did it
Yeah.
at South Africa.
Yeah.
They're not new to it. Going
Yeah.
out to.
And I think he scored most of his first class runs as an opener, so
Yeah, so he is
fine.
opening.
And then at 3, you've got a choice, really.
Yeah.
So between two people who last time England toured Sri Lanka came in batted at 3, and that's Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali. I think it will probably be Johnny Bairstow because last time they toured, he scored 100 in the 3rd Test match, batting at number 3.
Yeah,
he's
which suits the condition.
Exactly. And then I think Moeen Ali's a bit more valuable, slightly further down the order.
Yeah, because he, as we've seen, he can bat, and especially on these wickets which turn a lot, you do want at least 2, if not 3 spinners.
Yeah. So then I went Root at number 4.
Yeah.
He's the captain. He has to play, and he also scored 100, I think, last time England toured.
Yeah, he's also a very good player of the spin.
Yeah.
Of spin.
And can provide some pies if you need them with the ball.
Oh yeah. He's got Steve Smith out on a number of occasions, so don't underestimate Joe Root with the when he turns the arm over.
So then at 5, I went for Moeen Ali. We talked about him. Then at 6, I went for Butler, which is one place higher than he.
Bump him up the order.
In England. I wouldn't give him the gloves for this series because at 7, I have Folkes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Folkes, I give him the gloves.
He's definitely the better keeper.
Yeah.
He's definitely the better keeper.
And I'm not really sure why he was dropped from the England team because in his 5 Test matches he averages 41. His last Test match was against West Indies when we played them away in last year. He scored 100 in his debut. One of only 4 wicket keepers, I think, to do that.
Yeah. I'm not sure why. He was over in the New Zealand squad, wasn't he?
I'm not sure, but he didn't play. He was.
He was in it. I remember talking down at the club about this, how he broke his went on and he broke his finger.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, so he went over there as a keeper, and couldn't actually do it.
And then once you're out of the England team,
very hard to
sort of role, it's quite hard to get back in with Butler and Bairstow.
Yeah.
But I think with Stokes missing, I think this is an opportunity. Was Stokes being rested? Sorry.
Yeah.
An opportunity for him to come back into the team.
Yeah.
Then at number 8, it would be. I've got Broad or Curran.
Oh, Broad going up the order.
Well, yeah. If you play Broad instead of Curran, then it's quite a long tail for England.
Yeah.
But I think that should be fine because Broad and the next man in Bess have both.
Bess come back.
Yeah, they can get the occasional 30 odd.
Bess more so than Broad.
Oh.
From what recently
done. So then next I've got Bess and then Leach, the 2 spinners.
Yeah. Plus Moeen.
Left arm, left arm for Leach, right arm for Bess. A bit of variation there.
Yeah.
No wrist spinners in the England squad. There's 2 in the standbys, in Mason Crane and Matt Parkinson.
Yeah.
But neither of them making the squad, so that could be a possible issue for England. But
what about Anderson?
Well, then I've gone at number 11.
Yeah, you put him in at number 11.
I've gone Anderson or Broad, depending on whether England decide, with India coming up straight after, they may well decide to play either Anderson or Broad rather than both of them. Because they'll definitely be more valuable in India,
with
where
the
the pitches seem a bit more.
Yeah, I mean,
and then if you have one of them two and Curran, then you've got the all-rounder in Curran, and you've got left arm, right arm.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they have to balance it. Also, Sri Lanka do as well, because they also have South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
With a few tests. So it's difficult for both sides. As I was wondering, do they play Anderson in the first test and then Broad in the second, just so Anderson has that bit extra rest?
Yeah.
But you've left Lawrence out of the side.
Well, I said him and Ollie Stone are two people who I definitely would want to see playing.
Yeah.
But with the team as it is, I think it does look unlikely. Because I think if the England wanted a bowler like Ollie Stone to come in and bowl thunderbolts, then they got Mark Wood, who I think would be picked above of Ollie Stone.
Yeah.
And then Dan Lawrence, he could come in and bat 3 if whoever you bat at 3 in the first test failed dramatically.
That's what I did, though. I had a look at the side and put Lawrence at 3, and I put Bairstow at 5 below Root, and then Moeen 6, Butler 7, and left Folkes out.
Oh, yeah, I think they could go either way really with that one.
I think your one's more likely, but either way, you've got a really heavy batting lineup with hopefully a lot of chances to score buckets of runs
or big runs.
Yeah.
And then the only other player who we haven't mentioned yet in the squad is Chris Wokes. He could come in for Curran or Broad.
Yeah.
Bat 8.
Just which one? Who's more likely to get picked? Because we could put our teams forward as many times as we like, but we're unfortunately not the ones making the decisions.
No, we should be though.
We should be. I think we could have some great sides.
Well, we just pick all the players we liked. We'd have Ollie Robinson opening the bowling.
Obviously.
He's one of the standby players.
I'll get Salty in the T20 squad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in the test side there.
Oh, no.
But yeah, with the standby players, it's Bracey, Crane, Mahmood, Overton, Parkinson, Robinson, and Verdi, all who were in and around the England side last year. Yeah. But with it only being 2 test matches against Sri Lanka, at least, I can't really see either of them getting into the side.
I think 1 or 2 may have been able to get, say if there was their 3 or 4 test match, but
yeah.
But
if you get an injury in the first test, then you've got the 4 who wouldn't be playing: Lawrence, Stone, Wood, and Wokes. They can pretty much cover everything, really.
Yeah. So, what would you say predictions wise?
Oh, I think it's going to be England 2-0.
2-0, yeah. Unless Sri Lanka can hold out for a draw.
Yeah.
Then I think it is likely that it'll be a 2-0 win.
Last time we toured, we won 3-0, and I'd say England's team has got stronger.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much about Sri Lanka, but it doesn't look much stronger than last time, really.
No, but they're using the standard Red Bull, unlike the India-Australia match. You have gone for the pink, is it? Or
pink.
They've gone for the pink one, but it's very much spin orientated over in Sri Lanka, so a bit different over here. But either way, we've got the batsmen. We've got relatively. We haven't got, say, a decade or so ago when we had we haven't got the quality we had, but right now we've still got a decent spin attack.
Well, yeah, Best showed that he could at least hold up an end in English conditions.
Yeah.
In last summer, so in Sri Lankan conditions where it's spinning, he should be fine.
Yeah.
And they've shown that they can do it against the spin before England when they toured there 2 years ago. So I don't see any reason why they won't be able to do it now, really.
Yeah. So should be very interesting to.
So now let's go on to our second feature, which is the dramatic conclusion.
This was a match and a half, wasn't it?
Of the India-Australia first test, the day-nighter in Adelaide.
Yeah, I would have loved to be in India's position after even day 2.
Yeah, they were definitely on top.
Yeah.
Leading by 50 runs on first innings in what looked like being a low-scoring game.
I mean, should we go day by day, Vish, just to make it a bit easier to get through, because there's a lot to cover here.
Yeah. So first day, first real thing that happened, Prithvi Shaw getting out second ball in the first innings, out just 4 in the second, both similar dismissals.
Massive gaps between bat and pad.
Yeah.
I mean,
and really, like that's how Shaw plays, and people knew he was going to do that. But second ball of the Test match, a sort of 4th or 5th stump line, you shouldn't really be playing at it.
Chasing after it. I mean, it's he does have to work on that. He does need to go back to the nets or just in himself get a bit more disciplined in how he plays. I know he's a bit more of an aggressive player, but if you're going to try and get into the Indian Test match side, which has been the best side of the decade, arguably.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that it will work on Indian pitches where the ball doesn't really swing as much. But when you're facing like Stark and Cummins, who will be, especially Stark with the pink ball, and Cummins, the world #1 bowler, he's going to swing. And their second innings was not much he could have done about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you could give him any advice, what would you say to him?
I don't think I'm the person to be giving advice on opening the batting.
I know.
World-class attacks like that one. But his Test match record is pretty good. He averages 42, so he's done a lot of things right, but I don't think he'll be in the side for the second Test.
No, is he not ready to go that extra step?
I don't know. I think it will be interesting to see if they do swap him out, and if they do, who for? Because they've got 2 options in their squad. They've got Shubman Gill and KL Rahul. So they're both similar players to Shaw in that they're both mainly T20 players, I'd say.
Yeah. So
they try and score quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So firstly, I want to say Joe Burns definitely good innings, 51 not out. They were saying, and we were saying before, not picking Marcus Harris.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, but more that they went for Matthew Wade to open.
And, I would have put him down at say 6 because he showed he can bat. He got 30 and was run out. So
yeah,
he's definitely good to have down at about, I would say 6 or where he batted against England in the Test. But
I think that's him and Travis Head are normally 5 or 6. I'm not sure which way around. Yeah. But they wanted to make room for Cam Green to come in, make his debut, I think.
Yeah, he bowled well. He didn't get any wickets, but his economy rate was pretty decent, I have to say. I think it was in the ones.
Yeah, 9 overs for 15.
That is a very good. You can be happy with himself there.
He didn't get that much opportunity with the bat. Only batted in the first innings.
Yeah.
Got undone by a great catch by Kohli. So
yeah, I mean, it's I would have gone for Harris, get him in the side, but drop Green, and then put Wade down the order. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what they do. I'm not sure if David Warner's back for the second test. I think he is.
That will him coming in. Who's going to go out? Is it going to be Burns or probably Burns up? Because Harris, if he wasn't picked when there's no Warner, it's very unlikely will be picked when there is Warner available. So, and especially Burns getting that good knock.
Yeah, I think Burns has definitely secured his place.
Yeah,
with that 50.
Yeah,
but then it will be. I wonder who they will drop, because Travis Head made just 7, so they could put Wade down at 5. Or were they just giving Cam Green the one game as sort of an injury replacement?
I think so. I think that's what they're really doing. I think it was a bit of both actually, because they did use him as an injury replacement as such, but also they could have got Harrison and got him the game.
Yeah,
they're really
so
good.
I think Cam Green will stay in. I think they'll either replace Wade, just do a straight swap with Warner, or put Wade at 5 and swap Travis Head out.
Oh.
Wow. And then Pujara played on day 1. Classic Pujara innings. 43 off 160.
It's my time.
Got out by a good piece of bowling by Gary the Goat.
Yeah, but he's someone you can rely on to get in there. Get a bit gritty. But
well, that's exactly what India needed that morning, really.
Yeah.
Australia were bowling very well. Stark 4 wickets, Cummins 3. As he played the right knock for the situation.
Yeah.
Just couldn't go on, convert it to 50 or 100 like he often does.
Which was it was a bit of a shame, but he had a good knock.
And then Kohli, again, of course, made runs.
Yeah, obviously.
74. Should have been out on, I think it was 16 though. Nathan Lyon strangled down the leg side. Big appeal, but then no surprises. Tim Payne didn't review.
I mean, I think they need to have a bit of a word about this. Their reviews, they're not well known for making good decisions, but really, as a keeper, you'd know if the batsman's hit it. You should know if they've hit it or not. It's like when you're batting, and if you know you haven't hit it or not. So
yeah. Well, their reviewing was about as bad as India's catching.
That was pretty bad.
Labuschagne dropped, I think it was 3 times
to get 47.
Yeah, 2 of them at least were
dollies.
Yeah, I mean you'd expect club cricketers to take them, let alone international cricketers. I mean, the second one, he was like on the boundary at deep square leg, and I'm pretty sure it was going at like shoulder height, and he jumped to catch it and then dropped it. It was not good from India as well.
It gets worse for India, as we'll touch back on day 3 where it all kicked off. But Virat Kohli, congratulations to him. But it's going to be very tough now for India, losing their main batsman and their captain as he goes back home.
And the only one who can catch in their team.
The only one who could catch, yes. So what are they going to do?
Well, I mean, you saw Pujara and Rahane both made runs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they'll because Sharma's not back for the second test.
Oh, that is not good news. If he did get back, it wouldn't be awful. But
because if he was back, you could just move Rahane up 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And put Sharma in at 5.
Yeah. But they're gonna have to think about that.
But for any team to lose a player like Virat Kohli,
Yeah, well, the
I
best
mean,
batsman in the world.
It's going to have a huge effect.
It is. So it's going to be hard. And Australia must be really pleased with themselves at the moment.
Well, yeah, they're
But that's
they're
good.
definitely now on top in the series, and it could get messy for India.
Could very well do. But let's go on to that bowling performance. Pat Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, and Mitchell Stark. I know Mitchell too much, but it was. Yeah, Mitchell Stark had the best economy rate of the tests.
I watched some of the highlights. Didn't watch it live, so I'm not sure completely.
Did you not get up at about, what was it, 4 or 3 in the morning?
Well, I wouldn't be able to watch it even if I did. I don't have the right TV channels.
Oh, it's on BT, isn't it? Is it
on
BT?
Yeah. Yeah. But it looked like, from what I saw, Stark was just moving it across and then bringing one back in to the right-hander.
Smart stuff.
He bowled a gem to Agarwal early in the morning, but he was lucky to miss it.
Cool.
And then Cummins showed why he was the best bowler. Why he is, the best bowler in the world.
Yeah.
The wicket for Pujara, Kohli.
10.2 overs, 4 wickets, 21 runs.
Yeah. And those wickets, Shaw was, it just nipped back through the gate. Bumrah I think it was a slower ball. He bowled a bouncer, set him up, then a slower ball, just chipped straight back to him. Pujara was unplayable. Yeah, well, it has to be unplayable to get Pujara out for a gap.
Yeah. No one actually stood up in the Indian side. I know it would have been very hard to with how well they bowled, but we've all had those days where it just every team would have got rolled for a low score, whether it's 60, 80.
Yeah, or 36.
Or 36, yes. Even that's the lowest score India have ever got in Test match history.
It is indeed.
So,
and I don't think there was much they could have done about it, really. The only two people who you'd say maybe shouldn't have played their shot, got out in a bad way, was Kohli. He was pushing out one quite wide when they were 19 for 5. That sort of shot, the drive through cover, that's normally his strong point. So I don't think you can really fault him for that. A good catch by Green at gully. And then Saha as well just clipped one straight to mid wicket. I have to say I don't think he'll be back in the team either.
No, I wouldn't have picked Saha as the wicketkeeper.
No.
I'd have gone for someone like KL Rahul or Pant, really.
Yeah, I'd have gone Pant, definitely. Because, both innings, Saha has come in when his team need him to score runs. He came in at 196 for 5 in the first innings and scored just 9, getting out third ball, of the day on the second day, just playing not a good shot at all. Just a flashing drive at a wide one. And then again getting out playing a bad shot when they just needed someone to stay in the second innings.
It's not very smart. Not smart.
And then Josh Hazlewood, who we haven't really mentioned, 5 for 8.
5 for 8. 5 overs as well, 3 maidens.
Yeah, he was unplayable.
This is why Australia, I think, are the best bowling side currently in the world. I think they're
the number one team in the world at the moment.
Number one team, and I think with Warner coming back, yes, they didn't do very well 70 for 7 in the first innings. They did very well to make up for that, actually. 120 runs for the last 3 wickets after losing 7 for 70. But I do think that Australia at the moment is not a team you want to be facing as a batsman.
No. Just going back to that first innings, Tim Payne, Very glad to see him score some runs.
Yeah, finally, about time.
73 not out. Well, you say that. You say about time. But everyone seems to have a go at him because he's never got a Test match 100. But he averages 33.
His average isn't bad. It's just that he hasn't, I mean, it's easier to say. It's very easy just to say this. I get that. But as there's been loads of opportunities for him from the Ashes, even before that, just to step forward as captain, go and just stick there. And when he had the Pakistan series as well,
he did it against Pakistan.
What, 100?
No, he scored a 50 and saved the draw for them.
Yeah, but you'd have expected him to score 100 by now in his in how many years has he been captain for?
Captain, this will be his third
year going in as captain, and he's been in the squad.
Bats number 7.
But the thing is, we know he can bat. That's the thing. He's number 7, but Butler's number 7.
Oh yeah, but he probably deserved 100, to be honest, with his
and he probably would have got 100. He would have got 100.
Yeah. He came out. He took the attack almost to the Indian bowlers. 73 off just 99. When everyone else up to that point in the whole match had been scoring slowly, showed a different way you could play it, and was successful for him. And then the other guy who made runs for Australia was Joe Burns. Another guy I was happy to see score runs.
Yeah.
Again, scored it at a good rate, 51 off 63.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's very pleasing to watch as an Australian. If you're an Australian fan, it's very, very good to watch, and
it shows that
very happy.
Even when Steve Smith gets just one,
they don't need Steve Smith. They don't always need Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Smudger.
They'll definitely want more runs in the next test.
Oh yeah.
You can't rely on getting India out for 36 every game.
No,
they will need more than 191. But as you said, with Warner back in the side, and Steve Smith's not going to fail 2 games in a row, is he?
No, he can never. Well, commentators curse.
And then Marnus got 47.
Yeah.
Didn't look settled, really, all those drop catches.
I mean, he got the runs. Good for the average. Did he deserve it? Did he deserve 47? Probably not. But, I mean, you'll take it. You'll take it if you're Marnus.
Yeah.
So,
I imagine he annoyed some Indian bowlers as well with all those weird... weird leaves and...
I think he was making up for the lack of Steve Smith present at the crease, because he didn't spend too long there, so I think he kind of felt that he had to make up for that.
I'm sure he did.
A bit of a compilation of that, and his leaves were quite funny, and as well he just shouted out no run after they had left the ball.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
I mean, if he's got eyes in the back of his head making sure that Saha did fumble it, but yeah, a bit odd, but never mind that. That's all for today. Please do tune in for our next episode, which will be coming out in the coming week or weeks, as it is Christmas approaching. We're not entirely sure when it'll be out, but please do tune in for that, as we'll be going over the next India-Australia Test match, which will be very exciting from what we've said today, and also New Zealand-Pakistan, with New Zealand already having won the T20 and have absolutely destroyed Windies.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. All 2 of you probably. Me and Freddie. The 2 views. Join us next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, for more amazing
stuff. And thank you, Freddie.
Thank you very much.